Not so long ago, acceptance into university was such a constant thought on our minds that you're probably aware that here in Canada, your entrance into a university is a reflection of your marks. In fact, this is such a huge factor that it feels as though you have truly earned your place. But what if this wasn't the case? What if someone took the spot you worked hard for due to the fact that they corrupted their admission? It may come as a shock, but this is a reality in the United States. May we introduce the college admission scandal, a secret backdoor that was created to give privileged Americans a way to guarantee that their children got into elite schools. Though this scheme was originally created by William Rick Singer, in the last year 50 people have been identified as partaking in the arrangement. According to FBI agent Joseph Bonavolta, participants spent anywhere from $200,000 to $6.5 million in bribes to ensure their child's place. This entire scandal brings into question, what does being privileged entail? One definition from Oxford states that privilege is the rights and advantages that rich and powerful people in society have. It seems as though those involved in the scandal took this definition quite literally. But how is it the right of a privileged young adult to have a more pristine education over an underprivileged, intelligent one from a low-income household? And that in there lies the injustice. It is an injustice to those that have earned their spot academically, however, they won't be given a chance to make a better life for themselves as their opportunity has been stolen by somebody that hasn't earned it. In fact, it has been stated by United States Attorney Andrew Lenning that for every student admitted through fraud, an honest, genuinely talented student was rejected. It's also a huge hypocrisy as many of these schools advocate for minorities to study at their institutions to gain a better future, yet they continue to grant the already privileged a greater advantage.
Although the first reported case from the FBI had been as early as 2011, where 33 alleged high-net individuals were admitted to Yale University, positive and meaningful action has surprisingly only been started to take now. In May 2018, FBI established the Operation Varsity Blues to investigate the case. The college admission scandal was finally brought to the public's attention on March 12, 2019, with the release of U.S. News article on the related charges. According to the documents released in the federal court, most parents are charged for committing mail fraud and money laundering and are sentenced to prison ranging from 1 month to 1 year according to the severity of their conspiracy. William Rick Singer is sentenced to incarceration at the low end of guidelines sentencing range. By unsealing the crime and punishing the offenders, justice is finally given to all students who truly deserve their admissions. According to one of cable news network's report, many universities such as the University of California, Stanford, and Georgetown University started to investigate former and current students and anyone in the system that might commit a bribery. University of Southern California also claimed that they would deny applicants in the current admission cycle who are connected to the scheme. The unravel of the scandal and the effort that the authority put into investigation sends important message to the public. It tells us that money and social status does not imply priority. Every student deserves an equal opportunity to education. We punish the offender to promote this value of equality. We want every student, parent, and workers of the education system to know that their persistence in academic integrity is an act of justice. It ensures that everyone, regardless the social status of their family, have the power to change their life through hard work and education.
The American dream, as it is presented in many media, is about the underprivileged, the poor, and the less fortunate coming to America and building their future and careers from the ground up. The classic rags to riches story, as we have witnessed from the likes of Pulitzer, Rockefeller, and Henry Ford. However, now it almost seems that no amount of hard work or dedication can compete with money. Rich children already have the privileges of getting access to better schools, better tutors, better test prep, and after all this, they still want to use their power of money to gain an unfair advantage over the poor. They still want to use their power of money by not even competing in the system and simply paying their way in. How are we as a society meant to progress by setting the notion that which family you are born in, something completely based on luck, can make that big of a difference to who you are and what you can accomplish? How are we as a society meant to progress when a child in Africa who can receive a full-ride scholarship to Harvard and potentially develop something revolutionary is having his position taken away by a rich kid who doesn't deserve to be there? And how are we as a society meant to progress when elite institutions, rather than using the wealth they have amassed to help those in need, simply circulate it amongst those who have it already? This so-called notion of prestige with universities has to be abandoned, and statistics of how major companies are hiring for more public and local universities have to be surfaced. The system which once used to promote excellence and equality is now plagued with elitism and needs to be fixed.